Hey, cutie pies. I'm Lanikia, and this is another episode of What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Days of Our Lives edition. All right, so let's just get right into it. So remember yesterday we saw that Gwen had went to the police station, right? So she come up or whatever, and Abigail was like, "What are you doing?" And she says, "Oh, I was here at the police station looking for you." And she says, "What's with the hat?" And she said, "Oh, I didn't want to get our hair messed up. I didn't want frizzy hair for the wedding, tonight." And she said, "Oh." And she asked Abigail, "What are you doing here?" And she said, "Oh, Ava was arrested. So I was just making sure, I was trying to see if she would talk about who helped her kidnap me." And Gwen said, "What did she say?" And she said, she wouldn't give it up. And then Gwen also said she was at the police station looking for Abigail because she said, "I called the paper and you weren't there. And, I need my matron of honor and everything." Child, Gwen is like, "Get your butt out this police station. Come on, come on. I have all this planning for the wedding. I need you. Come on." And so Abigail says, "Okay, I'm gonna come right with you." And then she says, "Oh wait, I'm getting a call. I'm gonna meet up with you later." And Gwen, Gwen has no choice but to leave. So then we see that Jack and Jennifer have arrived and they're with Xander, and they're so happy that Xander, is good to Gwen, and he wants to marry her, and he's happy, and he tells, they were saying, but they're sad about Sarah. And Xander just says, he wished he had been there, for whenever someone did this to Sarah, so they could have stopped them. But that's thinking in the past, and he's looking at his bright future with Gwen. I said, listen, Xander wouldn't even be with Gwen if Sarah was in his future. And so, Gwen, you are a true pick me woman. Pick me, please. I'll take you. You love someone else. You can't be with her. That's okay. Be with me. But anyways, so then Jennifer comes in, excuse me, Gwen comes in, and um she, they're all hugs and they're excited about being married, and they, because the reason they brought up Sarah is because they were saying, you and Jennifer and you and Gwen shouldn't see each other for the wedding. He said, "Me and Sarah didn't do it, and look what happened there." And so when Gwen comes in, they're all excited. She's all excited to see them. It's about family, and they were like, "Abigail's going to be your matron of honor. I'm so happy that you two are getting along now." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just, everything is going right for me right now." And so then Craig is, excuse me, Xander told them about Craig and everything. And so they're like, they're going to go over to the hotel so they can start getting ready, Jack and Xander. And so Gwen is going to stay there because she's getting ready at the house. So he told them about what I was meaning when I say Xander told them about Craig and everything. They decided that Xander and Jack decided that they want to meet and see Craig and Leo before, because they was like, "Oh my gosh, Leo too, he's marrying Leo," but they want to meet before the wedding and everything, just to let them know that who Jack is, because Xander doesn't know them. Okay. So then we see that Gwen and Jennifer talk. So Gwen and Jennifer talk, and Gwen just goes in about, "I love, it's so happy to be family. It feels like I have a family of my own, and I'm really trying to change." And Gwen, that's what Gwen is telling Jennifer. And so then Jennifer tells Gwen, "I see that you're trying to change, and your dad is be so proud of you, and I'm proud of you." And they hug. At this point, Abigail comes in. So then Gwen is just like, I'm trying, I gotta go start getting ready." And I was like, "Yes, and if you need anything, I'm gonna help you. Just calling your matron honor, and I can help you." So she was like, "Okay." So she goes up. So Jennifer tells, excuse me, Abigail tells Jennifer, "Mama, listen." Because they were excited to see each other too. But she was like, "Mama, listen, this girl is not changed." And so she tells her everything about what Ava has told her. And Jennifer's like, "Oh my God, I just hugged her and told her I was proud of her." She said, "Mama, you got to keep your voice down." She said, "I can't. I'm sitting here like disgusted. I was so proud of her." She said, "It's going to break Jack's heart to know she has not changed at all." And so then they say, I just, Abigail tells Gwen, Abigail tells Jennifer, I got to get more information on her. She said, now I had a deal with Ava and she's going to give me more information whenever we get this deal done with the DA, because Abigail had went in with Ava and she had told Ava, guess who was here? It was Gwen. And she said, oh, really? She wants to know if I'm talking. What did you tell her? She said, I didn't tell her anything. I didn't tell her that we're working out a deal or whatever. And so Ava's just like, give me my deal and I'll give you all the information. So Abigail's like, bet. Because now she knows now she knows that Gwen is up to no darn good. And so she's wanting to take her down. Wedding day be danged. So anyways, going back to Jennifer and Abigail, so they're like talking about, okay, we gotta. Abigail tells Jennifer, I gotta get all the information, and so at this point, Gwen was like, information. What do you have to get? Play along to or get the information for? And she was like, oh, I have this client who's playing hardball or whatever, and that's it. She said, what are you? Did you need something? She was like, yeah, I can't get my dress zipped. And Abigail's like, I'll help you. Like, let's go up. And so they go up. She goes up with Gwen and she looks back at Jennifer like, don't say anything. Jennifer's just like, oh my gosh. So meanwhile, Craig and Leo are talking, right? So Craig and Leo are talking, and he says, I'm not mad at you. What I'm mad at is I hate to give in, and I gave in to Chloe and them. He said, but I gave in for you because he wants this to go smoothly for Craig, and he wants people to know he's marrying for love, not money and everything. And he says, and I appreciate you doing that. And it'll all be okay. So then he starts to tell him, listen, there's something I got to tell you about Xander. And so he tells him about the whole thing where he tried to, seduce Xander, but Xander wasn't falling for it. And so at this time, Xander and Jack come in, and, knock on the door, and they come in and they start drinking and they giving cheers and toast and everything. And Jack asks Craig no, Craig says, you heard about me and Nancy, obviously. And Jack says, yes, how's she doing? And Craig says, she's okay. She's strong and I just want us to be friends and everything. And he said, I just couldn't lie anymore. So, I mean, it is what it is. They just toast each other and give cheers and everything. And then Jack and Xander leave. So it's just Craig and Leo. And they said, we need to start getting ready for the wedding. But Craig was like, Xander's not that hot. So then Xander gonna come to the door in a towel talking about, I was in a shower about to wash my hair. Do you have a little shampoos? Get your ass on. Like, what are you doing? You had a little shampoos, and Craig stumbling all over his words. Leo said, I'll get it. And so Leo gave it to him. Craig told when Xander left, Craig told Leo, he hot with a towel on. But anyways, it's a mess, y'all. So then, okay, so speaking of Craig, we think about Chloe. So Chloe reaches out to Brady. I mean, she goes home to Brady and he said the little conniving, sneaky Goldie and Weasel, he didn't sign this. And she said, it's the opposite. He did sign it. And he said, what? She said, yes, he signed the darn paper. So she said, maybe we got it wrong. Maybe he is marrying Leo. I mean, Leo is marrying Craig, my dad, for money, for love and not the money. And Brady said, I doubt it. He said, so now it's up to Sonny. So he informed Sonny and them that he signed a prenup. And so the wedding's going on tonight. And then so they sit down and they talk. And she says, God, I just gotta hope that they can find something or it's over. And so she says, I need to start getting ready and everything. And he said, you don't have to do this alone. She said, you want to go public with our relationship? And he said, yeah, I told you I want the world to know you're my girl. And she says, okay. She said, but what about Rachel? And he said, Rachel knows that Kristen and I are not getting back together. And she loves her mommy and her daddy, and she understands what's going on. She understands her mommy and daddy are not getting back together, and she loves him and she wants him to be happy, and she likes Chloe. And Chloe said, yeah, but she thinks I'm your friend. And he was like, no, she likes you and she'll be happy when she finds out that I'm dating you. And so then Brady gets a call from Sonny, and they actually found Jackie Collins, who they know was part of this con with Leo, and they do have information. So we're about to see what's gonna go on. This wedding finna be a mess. If the spoilers are true, this wedding gonna be a mess. So they said we're about to see what's gonna go on with that and everything. And so then we see, okay, so then we see that Nancy meets up with Clyde or whatever. And first she's nervous and she was about to leave. She called Bunny, and Bunny was like, "Girl, you are gorgeous. You are smart, successful. You are everything. Go in and enjoy your date." And so she was like, "Okay, okay, I'm ready." Baby Nancy went in there and said, "Oh no, I'm not ready." And she was about to leave, and Clyde said, "Nancy." So he sits down with her and everything, and he lets her know up front, "Yeah, I just came out of prison." She said, "I just got out of divorce." He said, "I just came out of prison." She was like, "Wow, okay." And he was just open and honest with her and everything. And she said, he was like, "Is that going to be a deal breaker?" And she said, "After 30 years of being married to someone who I found out, was pretty much lying to me, you're refreshing." So they go to commercial. We come back and we see she's told him everything, and he's like, "Wow, for your ex to not only cheat on you and leave you and divorce you, but he left you for a man. That's hard pill to swallow, whatever." And she was like, "And he wants me to be happy and have fun at their wedding and everything." And he was like, "What?" But he was like, "I could see why you would want to like get out there and meet somebody, having to come to this wedding." So she said she was going to go, and she was kind of looking for somebody to go with her. He said, "Is that what you did this?" And she was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, it's pathetic to ask you." Because he was like, "Are you asking me to go to the wedding, be your date?" And she said, "Yeah, that's pathetic, isn't it?" He was like, "No, like it's okay, understandable to want support." He said, "But you don't need it." And I'm not, I could, he was like, "I could get a suit and I could go, but you don't need it because you're a strong woman and you don't need a man." He said, "What you're going to do is go in there with your head held high, and they're going to see you like I see you, and they're not going to have pity and feel shame that this is happening to you and feel bad for you." And she said, "Well, you know what? Also, I'm a big girl in more ways than one. So is that why you don't want to go?" And he says, "Listen, I'm too old to be playing games. If I wasn't attracted to you, or if I didn't want to get to know you, I would not be sitting down here with you or whatever." And so they was talking about, Craig said he hoped Nancy finds somebody. I don't know if they wanted to be Clyde, but here it is. And that was the Bold and the Beautiful today, guys. I hope I didn't miss anything. But if I did, charge it to my head, not my heart. That's what they say in church. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for another edition of, did I say Bold and the Beautiful? Days of Our Lives. Bye.